Hey guys, you love my necklace my granddaughter made me? Today I want to talk to you about how to hold on to your God-given authority in every situation and relationship. So if you look at this physical experience we are having as a reflection of a spiritual war that's going on, you would understand that there is propaganda going on 24/7 to get us to forfeit our authority, our God-given authority. Jesus said that all authority had been given it to him, and so he gives it to us. And he said that he's given us the keys to release on earth what is released in heaven, and to forbid on earth what is forbidden in heaven. And so we carry great authority. And there is an enemy that carries no authority except for any authority it can get us to forfeit. And the way that we forfeit our authority to the plans of the enemy to bring darkness into our relationships and to our physical experience on earth is to agree with lies. So it says that Satan is the father of lies and comes to kill, steal, and destroy. God, on the other hand, has it says that he knows the plans that he has for us, plans to give us a hope and a future, plans to prosper us and not to harm us. God desires that none should perish, all right? So in light of that, let's take a look at our relationships. First, let's look at our physical experience. We are constantly getting 24/7 propaganda that there is a greater power for evil on the earth and darkness than there is power for good. So things like fear, like when you get a doctor's prognosis that says no cure, or you get financial disaster, or something that comes to you that strikes fear in your heart, that is an opportunity for us to make a choice. We can choose fear, which actually forfeits our authority because we're agreeing with a lie that is presented by darkness. Or we can take our belief to a higher level and recognize that God has a victory for us in every situation. It says in Hebrews that God has entered his rest on the seventh day, which is celebration of all his finished works. And he's called us to enter into this rest, which is ceasing from our striving and celebrating his finished works. And so, we're being invited to believe a lie that there's more power for disaster than there is for good by the darkness. And we're being invited by God to believe that God has already finished a victory in every situation, and that we can celebrate it as already done outside of time. And it says that faith, for those of us who believe, faith activates the promise, and we experience the realm of his confident rest. This confident rest is confident that there is a wonder for every obstacle that we're facing. And so in our physical experience, when we experience something that invites us into fear, we can reject that fear and we can choose to celebrate. We can ask God for his strategy for how he's going to bring about his wonder in this, and we can agree with him, and then we can celebrate it. And it does cause celebration to rise up in us when we recognize that we're getting God's plans, revelation from God about what he's doing. And scripture also says that when we agree with him, as we abide in him, we know as well, it says if whatever you ask him according to his will be done for you. And so, when he's giving us the answer to our request for strategy, we know what we're getting downloads of as well, and we know that we have what we asked for, so we can totally celebrate it as already done outside of time. So what I wanted to get to is how this applies to relationships. In relationships, we are constantly being presented with the opportunity to give up on people around us. So I do believe in strong boundaries and healthy boundaries, and gathering around you people that are going to be mutually encouraged by you and encourage you and lift you up to higher things. But I don't agree in the idea that we need to divorce or abandon our kids, or people that we have in sort of, our circle of covenant relationships. because they are hopeless. And there is a lot of propaganda out there promoting this, that certain personality types are hopeless and they can't change. There's no hope for them. And I believe that this is just an extension of all the other propaganda going on to get us to forfeit our authority. I believe that the reality is that when we are in a covenant relationship, it's like our squadron in a battle, and we can decide that we are going. There's no one left behind, right? Not on our watch. We're going to keep everybody together, and we're going to come through that finish line together, right? And so the way that we do that is by rejecting this lie that we are being offered to give up on a person and say that they're hopeless and they're worthless. And we can say, okay, God, we're going to position ourselves to believe in your perfection, that you created each person with an identity that will knock the world's socks off. And we are positioning ourselves to stand for that identity. And we are going to champion this person to in their full identity. We're going to declare that person as already living that full identity, and we're going to cut off all the false identity that is momentarily, temporarily being exhibited in their person. I just want to encourage you with this because I have seen this as a reality. I have seen it, I've lived it out, and it really is true that God has given us all authority to agree with him, to release heaven on earth, and to forbid on earth what is forbidden in heaven. Hope that encourages you.